Welcome everybody, good afternoon. It's so great to have you here at the Museum of Latin American Art. My name is Solimar Salas, I'm the Deputy Director here at MOLAA. It is my honor to introduce this panel of talented artists, producers, directors, dubbers, everything else, as part of one of our 30th anniversary collaborations and events. It's a great moment for us. We hope to continue partnering with everybody here at the panelists. And thank you so much, Vange, for putting this together. It's an honor to collaborate with you all the time, every time. I'm going to be very brief in my remarks. I'm going to go ahead and just go into the video. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Nice.
Give a big applause to all of you. Now, wait, I'm going to be calling him one by one.
We're
I will make an introduction. But first of all, again, everybody, I know you, but I'm Vange Tapia. I'm an actor slash producer slash director, and I'm the founder of Actres Slash, so I'm a slasher. I want to thank everybody, the ones who drove all the way from Los Angeles to get to Long Beach just to get inspired and meet these amazing people that I consider my friends. I hope you get inspired by them. And also I want to thank the MOLAA, the Museum of Latin American Art, and they will welcome us again. So Cynthia, Solimar, thank you really for having me again here. I'm going to be bringing my guests one by one. My new glasses, hold on, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to go with my very first one. She's a super slasher because she's an actress slash mom slash producer. She's a slash entrepreneur, content creator, and the co-founder of Papa Productions. As an actress, she has appeared in productions for Telemundo and Nickelodeon, combining her television experience with successful career in digital marketing and content creation for international brands. Alongside Pablo Azar, her husband, she has led therapeutic art initiatives and community mural projects that promote creativity, inclusion, and emotional well-being. Their work brings together entertainment, entrepreneurship, and social impact. Please welcome Ana Carolina Grajales. From Colombia. I don't remember where. Yeah, you're supposed to be next. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yes, wherever.
You tell me.
Yes. I'm just gonna try to go in alphabetical order, so there's no preferences here. My next guest, he was born in Cairo. He moved from studying Egyptology to fronting Egypt's pioneering heavy metal band, discovering the power of performance and artistic expression.
Cool.
This led him to Chicago, then to Los Angeles. Then here he built a career as an actor slash writer and slash director slash consultant. So if anyone needs to little push and wants to know how to build a career here, or feels that you don't fit in the US because you have an accent, whatever, this next guest, he's gonna help you advance your career and show you that your accent is actually your power. He is also has been actor, writer, director with roles in American Sniper in shows like Blind Spot, NCIS, LA, Scandal, and Madam Secretary. As a filmmaker, his work earned international recognition. Jumper was a 2019 Cannes finalist, and The Pitch won a Silver Telly, and he co-created Momo's America, the first Arab American animated series acquired by Comedy Central. Through Aymanation, you got a clue there, Aymanation Productions, he produced award-winning content bringing Middle Eastern and American culture. As inaugural leader of Black Magic Collective's Middle East chapter, where I met him, by the way, he is now empowering regional filmmakers globally. So welcome, Ayman Samman. Okay, right here now. Okay, who's next in the alphabetical order? Okay, now we're gonna go with my very, very dear friend. She's a Mexican actress, media professional, slash producer, and slash entrepreneur based in Los Angeles, California, with a background spanning media entertainment and content creation. She has built a career connecting audiences through storytelling, creativity, and strategic communications. In addition to her work on screen and stage, and host, so already some of her work, she has served as a director of communications and marketing and is the co-owner of Xochimi, a brand that celebrates individually, authenticity, and the significance of the objects that accompany our personal stories. Through her role in the brand development and growth, she helps shape a vision that honors personal expression in intentional design and Mexican culture. Her experience bridges the worlds of entertainment, business, and brand development, offering a unique perspective and creative entrepreneurship, storytelling, and community building. Cristina Castro, right here, believes that the best companies are born with passion, authenticity, and strategy work together. Welcome, Cristina Castro. Casi, almost. Okay, my next very, very dear friend as well. She has actually guided me to create my merchandise and my brand with Actres Slash finally. She's a bilingual actress in television host. She's a slash producer and entrepreneur based in Los Angeles, California. A 2-time Emmy Award winner. And 3 times Telly Award winner. She has built a dynamic career across television, film, theater, and business. Most recently, she appeared in Sony Pictures' Spider Noir. We should see it.
I know, exactly.
And portrayed Rosa in the short film Musings, which premiered at the 25th anniversary at the Lilith at the iconic TCL Chinese Theater. Her on-screen credits also include Bel Air, 911, and Too Old to Die Young, among others. A seasoned stage performer, she has accumulated more than a dozen theater credits throughout her career, bringing complex and compelling characters to life in both English and Spanish. In addition to her acting work, she is the host and co-producer of Es Posible, a business-focused digital series produced by Univision that spotlights inspiring entrepreneurs and the realities of building a business. She is also the founder and CEO of NITAC, Not Your Typical Average Queen, a lifestyle brand dedicated to empowering women to embrace their stories, resilience, and authenticity. Born in San Diego and raised in Tijuana, Mexico, she is a passionate storyteller that bridges cultures, celebrates entrepreneurship, inspires audiences to pursue lives of purpose and possibility. Please welcome Fernanda Kelly. And last, where is my dear friend? There he is. Last one, promise. The last one, because someone, I hope he's fine. Someone couldn't come. Okay, so he's a Mexican-American actor, slash producer, slash entrepreneur, and visual artist. We saw his amazing work because he paints and colors lives, really. With an international career spanning television, film, and streaming platforms, he has appeared in productions for Netflix, Telemundo, and Caracol Television, among others. He is the co-founder of Five Productions, Pablo y Paulina, the sister. Right. And the creator of Señor Toony. Through this project, Toony Mania, through which he develops therapeutic art programs and community murals that encourage creative expression, inclusion, and well-being. His work combines art, entertainment, and social impact. Please welcome Pablo Azar. Pictures are welcome. That would be great. We need them for social media. No, yo ya.
Ayúdame.
No, I'm separating them for a moment because they're individuals. Okay, everybody. I mean, they are very, but I separate them because they have
Because
a
we're always
mind.
together.
They have a mind of their own. They can make it. So, thank you again for being here. These are a group of actors that I admired, creators, and very, very, very smart people who are like a magnet. That's why it's not the first time I put together some of you. Actually, they've been together before, and they really connect and they really support each other. So, with that, we saw a little bit of their acting career, also a little bit of their producers, your jobs as producers, and or even directors. I want to know what triggered you to go beyond entertainment, and you decided to become an entrepreneur. Let's start with you, Pablo, who is a painter.
Well, for me, I realized that we are all creatives. It doesn't matter what we do, and acting is just one phase of being creative. But you can be creative in anything. You can be creative when you're cooking, when you're, even if you're a businessman completely like in an office and you're working in insurance, you have to be creative to solve problems. So we all have creativity and we can explore that. So you just have to find the best way that you can explore that creativity and the one that makes you the most happy. So to me, acting is one of those jobs that you cannot do all the time, that all year long. You have to be, you get to be an actor when you are with people creating something, but you cannot, unless you're doing a monologue in the bathroom, but you cannot be an actor like at home, oh, I'm gonna act. So it's very limiting. So I started painting and I started with all those things because those were things that I could do whenever I wanted. And that's how it started, and it slowly, since I put so much passion into it, it slowly became a business, but it was not intentional. I was just doing what I loved.
Now, your art, it's like puzzles, and then you guide people to paint, which turn out to be very relaxing. And you're right about that. I mean, we're actors, but we create characters that could be lawyers, could be anything. So we also have our real life persona that it's not performing necessarily. Then you turn this almost like into a business for well-being, whatever. But you also have your merchandise, and we're gonna get to your wife in a moment, because I know there's two masterminds behind in this equation, in this company, if you would.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage, or how do you manage when you have to act and then you can't take care of your business, or how does?
Well, it takes some discipline and it takes some organizing to be able to do everything, and sometimes you can feel overwhelmed, but as long as you are organized and there's good communication, and you have, in our case, since we work together, we have to have very, very clear who does what, and what is she better at, and what am I better at, and you have to learn to relegate, because sometimes we try to take care of everything ourselves because we think we are the ones who can do it better. We have to develop that ability to recognize that other people can do a very good job or a better job than us, than if we try to take care of everything at the same time. So that's, in order to do many things, you have to trust people, and you have to trust them to do things with you as a team or for you if you're hiring.
That's a great answer, yeah, I absolutely agree. Fer, I was just mentioning to everybody that you've been guiding me, you recommended me and directed me with the right person to open a small business, and but I want you to tell everybody how Nita started, because it started in your closet.
Yeah, so yeah, as an artist and a TV host, anyway, I had a really successful show, and then, long story short, my show got canceled. And so I was unemployed, and And I really missed the content because my show was live and then we went on a travel show, so I was always in contact with people some way or another. And being in unemployment, on food stamps, broke, I was in the lowest of my lowest. I wanted to still be connected to, especially like the women, my followers, that had been following my career for years. I was like, okay, so maybe I can create something to keep in touch with them. And so I decided to sell all my clothes from like red carpets, like when I interview like the biggest celebrities, because I know it's like fans love that. So I was like, I'm gonna call it Shopper Closet. And I started selling like all my dresses, shoes, bags, whatever, because I don't need it. It's like, I just don't need it. I really don't. I dress with jeans and no makeup and t-shirts, that's it. Like, that's how I look, usually on the weekends. And then that became like a disaster, because it was just like the sizes, it was just one dress, it just didn't hit. And I didn't identify with it. So I was like, no, I need to make something that's very like, that represents me. And so I just was sitting there in my house, in my kitchen, thinking about my life and how it's been like this, as an artist, you're there and then you're here, at least that's my journey. And so I was like, it takes tough skin to be me, like to be, like people usually give up and move back to where they're from. And I was like, damn, like it's like, it takes huevos, like it's like con huevos, it's like I have the thickest, and I'm with balls, basically that's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, but I don't have balls. I have ovarios. And then it just clicked. I was like, it's con ovarios. Like I do everything with my strength of a woman. Like it just comes from my womb, like from this, it comes, like I have this inner life force that I never give up, no matter what. And I was like, I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. And then I was like, and I don't like the whole Shopper Closet, so I'm gonna rebrand it. And everybody would tell me, don't rebrand, it's the worst, because already Shopper Closet had its momentum. And I was like, no, I'm gonna rebrand. And I created the crown and the whole concept of like, not your typical average queen, which means ni tag, which everybody calls night tag, New York tag, everybody makes it up. I was like, I don't care, it's like Nike, eventually everybody's gonna get it. Because as, again, being in the industry, I've always been told to look a certain way, your hair, your makeup, your body. And it's like, no, as a woman, you're not typical, you're not average, but you're still a queen. And so I was like, that's it, need that, not your typical average queen.
You wanna model a little bit your shirt?
Oh, this is one of the shirts, the con ovarios. We have all kinds of con ovarios gear, and it's trademark, it's my brand, nobody can ever use it.
And just when I got mine, I don't know if I did a video
Or
or had it
also-
already, but I said, but you need the male version because I want to give one to Justin.
That's it,
And
yeah.
then she got the
Yes.
con huevos.
Con
So we got
huevos.
the
I have two
sweatshirts
models here.
and the t-shirt. So yeah, so men, don't discourage, you can get your con huevos too.
Yes.
Chris, querida, I just love it. Chris, also we saw a little bit of her production company, we saw her performing in a project that she produced actually. We met at a festival and we connected immediately, became friends. She's a great host and she also connected a lot of people. And she's about to launch this beautiful company about purchases that are very Mexican,
They're
I
very
would say.
Mexican, yes.
So you want to talk about how this came out, because it's
This
a
is
partnership with
huge.
your sisters, right?
Yes, with my sisters
I
and
love
my
it because
mom.
they look like going to the market, but fancy, but elegant, but
Yeah.
casual.
Yeah, so this is Xochimi. This is a brand that my mom, my two sisters, and myself, we created, and we're gonna be launching it in September, actually. So this is one of like the models. This is from the very, very old model, so they are in between this. How did we make it? How did we decide to make the brand? So I've been doing this show, Mañana Latina, which is a morning show for 4 years and a half now. And before that, an actress first. And I was, you were saying like we have ups and downs there in our lives as an artist. But, everybody that knows that I've been doing a show for 4 years and a half, they are like, oh, you have a job, and you're on TV, you must be like so happy, so whatever, you're like satisfecha, satisfied, and I was actually not. So I was in the search of something else, there's always in my life and in my women's life, we always want to continue growing and growing and growing. So everything aligned. My sister is a fashion designer. My mom and my other sister are very good in finance, and I wanted to create something about like related to fashion because I love fashion in general. So we created Xochimi, which is a very Mexican brand actually, you know. We decided to create it because this first model, we were making all the like the prototypes. And I remember like going to a coffee shop here, just like wearing it. This was my daily bag. All my friends were wearing like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and blah blah blah, and I was with my bag, like very proud. So I remember like a guy, like a very well dressed guy, was like, "Wow, that's a beautiful bag. Like, where can I buy it? I want it for my wife." And I was like, "Really? Yes, really." So you know, we started talking about that, my mom and my sisters, and we decided to create Xochimi. It's with an X. Actually, this is the logo, which is very Mexican. It's very authentic. It's like this is made for people. I don't want to say only women, but this is made for people that are not scared to take space in a room. You know, also like the bag. It's very colorful. This one is big. There's like smaller ones, but wherever you arrive, it's you, and you don't care. You know, just like showing up and being yourself. And there's a lot of identity in ourselves, what we carry, you know, what we carry in our bags. It's our history, you know, it travels with us. So that's what we wanted to create, Xochimi.
What does Xochimi mean?
Xochimi is like two words that my older sister created with another partner that she had. And we kept it, you know, it's like one of the names. So it's Sofia, my niece, but with an X. So we decided it's very Mexican, you know, also. So we decided to create this word.
Very, I love it. Thank you. Oh, congratulations.
Gracias.
This for I'm not sure, and we're gonna ask him in a moment, but they have their shop as well, their merchandise, and maybe they can guide you.
Yeah.
Give you some information on their business. Ayman, I wanna go with you now. We met in a mixer. And I've been very impressed, and because he's not only, well, you saw some of his acting real, and you also saw his job as a director and / producer in writing that project. But he's also an author. I brought his book because I had to put it in there because he didn't mention it. I don't know why. I got it on Amazon, and I brought it here because you need to sign it. And I need your book to sign. I hope you dedicate it, because we have authors here too. I also invited him because when I first moved here, and that's probably one of the reasons I created Actres / is because nobody helped me. Actors were kind of jealous of what they knew. They didn't want to share their information, like they have an agent. And I have found that help in many friends, and I have given and provided that help to others. These guys have, at some point, every time I ask, like, hey, can you suggest an agent or whatever, we can exchange that without a problem, without thinking of ourselves as threatened. Like, oh, you're gonna steal my job or whatever. We know very much that, as we say in Mexico, there's cake for everybody, so no problem. And then he created this very nice consultation service and guidance for anyone who wants to break into the industry. And I'm very happy that Eric came. I just met him through internet 2 days ago, because he's an author himself, and he also has written the screenplays. And if you really feel that you're stuck in your career, he, like many of us, he very kindly offered consultation for us in Actors / group. So he should be the one that you should talk to. Why did you decide to create a consulting help? Because you've done it for so many people now.
I think it's partly because of what I went through personally in this career. Coming, from Egypt, I came to LA at the time where all the shows, I was like 24 and Homeland and everybody that looked like me was typecast as a terrorist, and I had to actually put on an accent because I worked so hard to lose my accent, and then now I have to actually put on an accent for these roles. I saw what bilingual actors, not necessarily just Middle Eastern, go through this questioning their identity, and then they try to like accommodate the business by creating sort of a hybrid identity that's not really authentic to themselves because they think that's what's going to get me cast. And I tried that for a while, and it didn't really work. Like when I was trying to be someone that I'm not, because I'm like, Hollywood will like me if I act this way, and that really didn't really work at all. And then once I started to embrace, my Egyptianness, my heritage, my authenticity, and just go boldly in auditions without trying to be someone that I'm not, that's actually when I started to book more roles. And so I realized that, like, and I know a lot of bilingual actors, not just Middle Eastern, like Latinos, other bilingual actors, and they all feel like they're less than just because they have a little bit of an accent. So they feel, oh, I'm less than that white actor, or so they go even in the audition with that energy that like I am not equal by talent alone, so
self-ambush ourselves.
right, yeah, and if you're going in any, not just audition, if in the world by feeling less than, people will sense that, and you will not really get your worth. So I wanted to actually like help people, make that transition and actually embrace who they are, whether they have an accent or whatever their heritage is. That's actually their superpower, is when you actually bring in your heritage into the characters that you play. Because it worked for me, and I wanted to, help others realize that and not go in the world feeling less than anybody. Because we're all equal, and we all bring amazing heritage to the table. Especially, America was built on immigrants, and it still is. Unless you're a Native American, you're an immigrant.
Yeah.
So, and that's the beauty of America, is that like all these new ideas keep streaming into the fold, and it creates this great country. So if you're not expressing yourself fully as you are, you're not contributing to the whole.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. In fact, pretty much in the whole America, as a continent, in Mexico we have the same, and although we do embrace our natives very much, but it is true. Once you embrace your personality, your accent, I remember I will come and say, Justin, why you never told me that your name is not Justine? It should be Justin, and we don't live here and there. And he's like, I know it was something different, I couldn't tell what, but it just sounds adorable. I was just, and then I was just like, what am I doing trying to get accent reduction classes? I mean, I just wanted to get, then I realized that I didn't want to change my accent, I just wanted to get the melody, so at least they can understand me. I mean, look at Salma Hayek, she has a thickest accent and she's awesome. And everybody understands, or Sofia Vergara, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely agree with you. Anita! So, yeah, I just love her because, as Pablo was saying, they are the most disciplined people, because they do content creator every day. You'll see something different on TikTok, on Instagram. They have a child who is now also part of the equation. But I just love, because it was so fast. I'm sorry about my video, but she's Mrs. Toony, and you could see I stick it right there, but then it immediately changed to Mr. Toony. So she's an artist too, but she's kind of like the brain that will connect with companies and do that, and the artist is right here, and I just love that. But I remember during the pandemic, you were helping so many artists as well to create their own companies and their own brands through Pablo's art, but their own products. Can you tell us what is it that you do in Toony Mania at this moment, and explain about your role in the well-being in the program that you have? Too bad we don't have the book, but we saw it.
The coloring book.
The coloring book. and about this project?
So obviously, aside from being an actress, I do have a background. I'm a fashion merchandiser, and I actually launched my first brand when I was about 22 years old. And I made so many mistakes, and actually my whole thesis when I graduated was about failure, because I thought everything that I did wrong is what took me to the place of being able to accomplish the rights. So like doing something right. So obviously when I met Pablo, he had his art, and I think it was always in me, the whole finding the business aspect of things in general. I always liked seeing something, having an idea, and making it successful. I think that's still obviously my goal, because I feel like we have so many things to still accomplish. So when we met, I had my brand. I ended up, closing that. We started creating products. Obviously, his side was more of the artistic, the actual, Toony mania, which is the heart of it. And then I came up with different ideas, and then he was always so open to, let's do orchids. Okay, let's do orchids. Let's teach people how to do art therapy. Okay, let's teach people how to do art therapy. Let's throw a fashion show in a gallery. We threw a fashion show in a gallery. So I think it's teamwork. It's because he has obviously things that if he didn't, we wouldn't be able to accomplish what we have. And if I didn't come in to try to see, the bigger picture in different aspects, then it would still obviously be the fine art, but we've been able to expand it in a way that we made it a business. Because for us, at the time, obviously people do purchase fine art, but we wanted to be able to get to more people. And something that I loved, the whole idea of the murals came up one day. My grandmother was helping Pablo in one of his works of art, and she was just so happy. No, she's 86 years old now. She had never painted before. We were in this gallery in Miami, in Wynwood. It was like 10 p.m. and she wanted to stay there painting with Pablo for hours. And to me, I found that amazing, because she never tells you, what she likes, what she doesn't like, but she wanted to be there. She wasn't complaining about pain or anything. And to me, that was so beautiful. And when I saw that, I'm like, that my grandmother can help him get to these beautiful, and that was the Virgen de Guadalupe, which is a beautiful work of art, and that she's able to help him. And she's not the greatest, painter, but that is the beauty of it. That art is not only for artists. That's what we teach. That anyone can do it. We've seen people with so many things, and that come to do the mural, and they're like, but I don't know how to paint. And we're like, don't worry about it. You're not here to be an artist. You're here to enjoy the process and what art therapy gives you. So that is the whole, theory, or the whole teaching behind it. And it's so amazing to see when a person comes in and versus when they leave. How excited they are, and then they see the work of art, and then they're like, oh, I painted that. They feel like they're part of it. And then obviously what Pablo does is that he has the eye of the artist, so he gets that mural that's not perfect, and then he goes and he puts his art, and he makes it a beautiful work of art. And when we send it back to the company, it's like, oh, I created this, so they carry that like as a prize, as something that they put their little, granito de arena in that work. So,
well, you're in the perfect place, actually. You're at the MOLAA. The Museum of Latin America Art. Because, you just spoke already with it's all in
we did.
Yeah, because of course, it's just like you put the puzzles and help people to do it together in color, and they, as you said, they feel that they did it. They were part of the creation of that. So, I just want to tell people that, and not everybody is as vigilant with their socials as these two are. Like every day they have something different. And I want you everybody to talk about what is it, what you share on your social media, why it's important to share on social media, because most of you are influencers with thousands of followers, but as Pablo said, that required a discipline. I remember Pablo telling me, Vange, Sundays we record all day, or correct me if it's incorrect. Tuesday we edit, and then Wednesday we programmed everything throughout the week or something like that. So it's that kind of discipline that can actually, I mean, if you're going to entertain people, get compensated for it. But they're incredibly disciplined, and then they also have the time to do their own thing, they're painting, and they have their own time to write, to produce, everything they do. What would be what is the inspiration that I mean, maybe it's just something to make people laugh, maybe something deep, I don't know what you want to communicate, but what would be the advice for an influencer or someone who wants to feed your social media?
Well, I think if you're clear that what you want to do is do social media and create content is something that you enjoy. First of all, you have to enjoy it. Don't lie to yourselves. If you don't like it, find something else or a different way to get to people that you actually like. Because social media is something that you cannot do out of pure obligation because it's too exhausting. You have to find, and within social media, you have to find that niche or that kind of content or kind of thing that you want to do that's going to get you motivated. In our case, since we're actors, we do love to create, and I've always loved comedy since I was a little kid. And I was a big fan of Eugenio Derbez and, La Familia Biológica. So I love and enjoy comedy, and I like to make people feel good through my art, through my acting. So that's why I do comedy sketches in my profiles, and then we mix it with the art, and we mix it with other things that we do about acting. For Anna, it's a different thing. So you have to find that thing that motivates you to do it. Don't try to copy what the other guys do because it's working for him, because it's not going to work for you, because it's not going to feel authentic. And what people want to see in social media is authenticity, and they want to see who you are and what you want and what you have to offer. So if you're scrolling and you see a video that has 30 million views, and then you try to copy that video, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work because it's not you, right? So that's the advice I have.
How about you, Faye?
Yeah, social media has been kind of weird for me because I opened it because I had to. I tend to be which is really bizarre, very shy, and I don't like to talk to people much, like other than my work. Maybe because my work takes all my energy. So then the fact that I have to perform on social media, it just kills me. But then I do understand that it's part of my career, right? Too, because I have a clothing brand and I have to promote some stuff, and then I have a show that is on YouTube. So it's very bizarre. And also I love to read. So again, for me, social media is not what I love to do. Like you were saying, I understand that it's not my passion. I do it because I connect with people that way, and I just do whatever I want. I don't follow anything. I don't live off of social media. So social media to me is like an extension of me because it is what it is. And I do it because I love it. When I want to post something, like if I want to share, last time I shared 3-5 stories about a cockroach. How she was literally dying, and I was crying, I was and it was authentically I was concerned. I mean, it sounds stupid, but that's what I post. Or I post about a show that I'm on. It's like there's nothing. You won't miss anything if you don't follow me. It's I rarely do anything that makes sense. I don't make sense. It is what it is.
How about you?
It's very similar to Fernanda. Whatever it's funny because I share what I think is gonna interest my people. But not about myself, but about myself, but about the people or the artists or the experts that I interview. So I take chunks of things that are interesting for me, that I think are gonna give something to people. Very, very rarely is gonna be something about like laughing. You know, I tried it for a little bit. It was I felt like I was copying, you know, at the very beginning. I wish I was like better with social media. We have like talked about that, you know. But I share more about my job, you know, what I think is gonna be interesting for people. Some like promotion of like the brands that I work with. And occasionally I'm like, okay, I have free time, I'm not working, I'm gonna be sharing these like stories about me traveling, whatever. And then after a day I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, you know, and then suddenly I'm like, I don't like what I don't know.
Yeah, as Pablo says, you have to.
Yeah, and especially like doing like a 3-hour live show Monday through Friday. You are like, you like to connect with the camera, and if it's like a live show, you don't have time to like edit. It's live. If you messed up the name, you're like Manuel, no, Miguel Manuel, welcome Miguel Manuel. You know, like things like that. So I'm like, no, I wish, you know, that's one of my goals, like to find that passion of. Like that connection of my passion with social media, but it's getting there.
Yeah, me too.
It will get there.
Yes.
Ayman?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a content creator, but I think that's also one of the things that I recommend to actors, especially if you're an actor or if you're a director. Like your profile should be reflective of what you do. So if you're an actor, put your acting work on there, put your reel, put scenes that you've done. Because actually I got like the TV series that that with the British accent, the first one, the first clip. I got that because I had my reel on there, and somebody
On social media?
and somebody on Instagram, and somebody in Abu Dhabi. So and they offered me the role, and they flew me to Sri Lanka. So that was like just because simply I put my acting reel on my profile, and if you go to my profile, you'll see that it's an actor-director reel. It's only reflective of that. There's nothing, you know, like not my nephew's birthday or something. You know, like there it could be. You could have a personal thing, but if you're targeting career, it should reflect, like I should go and find you as an actor. I should, like, it tells me that you're an actor. Also, like as a director and as a voice director, sometimes I'm looking to cast a voice match or something, and I go to people's social media because I want to see their real, I want to hear their real voice so that it matches what I'm casting. And a lot of people don't have their reels on IMDb or on their, which is like, it's basic, you know, and just put what reflects the job that you want to get. Put it on your social media, even if you're not a content creator.
That is true. Justin and I had our personal rolling turistas as a couple and personal things, and then we have only the Actres Slash. Well, and then I have Actres Slash, and then Vange Tapia. What about you?
So I think as an artist, we are not only performing for ourselves, we're performing for our audience. Because an artist, we're nothing without the people behind, you know, seeing our work, supporting our work. And I think that's so important because you need to have that connection with our fans, friends. And I think social media is just a tool for companies, for anything that you can. What you were saying, I remember you just reminded me that I actually booked. It was a looping project for a big movie, and I know they contacted me via Instagram, and then that went into my website, and I got and I ended up doing that. And it was, I guess they heard or saw my voiceover demo. I really have no idea, or somebody recommended me. And I think it's just another tool. Like if you're an actor and your agent tells you, hey, you need to be in Actors Access because that's where you get your auditions, well, then you would open the Actors Access. Well, social media is that, but it's the tool that we have to get to millions of people, because you never know when that one video is going to attract so many people into your profile, and that everything else that's there, they have a chance to see it. If you're a business and you put this video that for some reason goes viral, then you're gonna get lots of sales. I mean, it does happen, and it's the reality. And I was reading a story about this little cafe that the person shared the story that they were so afraid because they were going to open a Starbucks next to them, and then everyone ended up going to this cafe to save the business, and she ended up like actually right now like she's getting a lot of sales. So when you hear those stories and you say, wow, the power of social media is like you either fight it or you go with it. And at least Pablo and I, we made that switch. We're like, okay, we are already actors. This is what we decided. That's a tool. It can maybe take you to where you want to go as an actor. So we have two options. We either ignore it or we just think of our cell phone as another camera and we start creating content, and you never know. Someone might see a comedy sketch and they might say, hey, you know what? They are perfect for this show.
Yeah.
Which is, we do our sketches and we do our videos thinking of, that casting director, that producer that maybe might see that and say, you know what, she's perfect. And not just seeing you in an audition, but maybe they cast you right from there. So I think social media is another opportunity that we cannot ignore. And we used to judge a lot content creators before as actors, like, no, we're not gonna be, that. But then, the truth is we started monetizing. That's the reality. We are able, and I'll share this super openly, so if anyone is thinking about it, it is true. There's a lot of money to be made through social media. It's the reality. We are living it. TikTok, it's an amazing opportunity. So I like sharing this because I'm like, if I'm able to now be at home with my child, with my husband, I'm able to travel
In California with the
in California
taxes.
with I think it's important as actors to be honest, and I think sometimes they see actors and it's like, oh, you have this fabulous life, you have a house, a car, and the reality is that a lot of that many times is not like 100% real. We do struggle a lot. We might not have money like you were sharing. We've all had those moments, and I think that it's an opportunity to keep doing your craft. I'm able to now take classes because before it wasn't because I didn't want to. Sometimes I wasn't able to because I didn't have the money to go and pay, a class, and because I was thinking of getting another job, and now I can. So I think that's a very, to be able to keep reaching for your dreams, it's a good reason to
So basically,
be in social media.
being a content creator, entertaining people, showing what you do, and then monetizing, it's perfect. So we're gonna go to Q&A, but real quick, please share your social media and your website. Where can people
You can find me Azar Pablo on Instagram and TikTok, and Pablo Azar fans on Facebook because Azar Pablo was taken. And that's it.
Your website?
Our website, azarpablo.com or Toonymania. Toonymania.com is put like the company, and Senor Toony, SR Toony, TOONY.com is for my art, like fine art.
Wow. Fernanda Kelly with 3 Ys, all platforms, and then NYTAQ, NYTAQ.com.
Perfect. And your website, Fernanda Kelly?
I don't have a website.
You don't have
I'm the
a
worst. I don't follow anything else. I'm the worst.
Cristina Castro Oficial with 1 O, Castro Oficial, only one. Xochimi bags on Instagram, and we're working on the website actually, so that's it.
And so, Cristina Castro in all your socials?
Cristina Castro Oficial.
Oficial, yeah. I'm Spanish, so okay. Ayman, Aymanation?
Aymanation, Aymanation. That's my first name and then Asian, and my website is aymansamman.com.
Mine is Ana Carolina's way, as in either this way or that way. And everywhere. It's the same.
Perfect. And mine is Vange Tapia on all my social media, or Actors/ in all social media. Remember, Actors is plural, so you're gonna have 2 letter S together, because you cannot go any further when you are only an individual. You have to do it as a team. And for MOLAA, It's MOLAA.art. So follow it. And then the website is MOLAAart.com.
MOLAA.org.
What is it?
MOLAA.org.
MOLAA.org. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for our Gabriel?
So, all of you are bicultural, bilingual. Can you talk about how that has helped you shape your entrepreneur life?
Wow.
Who wants to?
Make it brief. Pablito.
Well, absolutely, you can reach more people as being bilingual. And at the beginning, it was a challenge because we're in the US, and of course, if you don't speak English, that's going to limit most of the opportunities. So, just it's helped me connect with more people, and it's helped me get into circles that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get into. So, I think if you're bilingual, that's a huge advantage. Even if your first language is English, you should learn Spanish as well, because it opens a lot of, or any other language that you think you are connected to, depending on your culture or where you're from, or your parents are from, or where your friends are from. Because so you never know. So, but it definitely opens up a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. The same as Pablo, like I think in Spanish and then I act or whatever in English, right? So it's just opened the doors in so many spaces that I would have never, because like I saw you translate live, and I've done voiceovers, like live translations. Like it's just opens up worlds, basically. Like that, if you only speak one language, which is fine, I guess, but that I have the opportunity to touch different markets because I'm bilingual and bicultural. I think being bicultural for me is even bigger than being bilingual, because I connect with so many other races just by being bicultural. And that makes me very compassionate and proactive in my beliefs as an immigrant. So even though I was born in the States, I consider myself Mexican. So yeah, it's very in my heart.
It goes with you, like we are bilingual, we are bicultural, so wherever you go, it's your identity. It has opened so many doors for me. At the beginning, it was difficult as an actress, because they said they were telling me you have an accent, but then you have like green eyes. Can you put like contact to change the color of your eyes? I'm like, can you dye your hair? That's why my hair was darker. And I tried to go with that for so many years until I said, I'm not feeling myself. Why am I gonna change? I have the accent, I'm blonde, I will, sorry, my friend,
Light
fuck
skin.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if I grew up like by hurting myself, saying I, not like ouch. So like learning and embracing who you are just like opens more doors, and that's part of an actor. Remove all the layers that have like closed you, and if we are able to do that, if we are able to show it to more people how to do it in their lives, in their personalities, and this is going to be a better world.
Yes.
Pretty much what Ayman was saying about the consultation that you were.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have actually a great advantage being bilingual, bicultural, because I grew up in Egypt, and then I lived here for a long time, and so you have you become a hybrid. You kind of like don't fit back there anymore, and you don't fit here very well, but you could actually leverage that, because you're a great bridge between the two cultures, because you understand them so well. And that has been very helpful for me, because now I'm actually developing projects in the Middle East, like feature films that I wrote in Arabic, and that they happen to take place here and there. So I'm and it's stories about people like me, like from there, that live here. So it's attractive to Egyptians or Middle Easterns who wanna know how it feels like to be on the other side, because everybody has this delusional dream about America that they don't know the reality of it. So when you actually like try to tell them, well, this is actually what it's like, it's attractive for the audience there. So I think it's a great advantage that we have, being that hybrid creature that we have become.
we did a little experiment in our short film in which we shot in Spanish and English at the same, like we were shooting the same scene in both languages, and we ended up sending that short film to like Spanish speaking festivals and then English festivals. So just to test it out. And we won a few like awards in both languages. So I mean, it was pretty cool. And if you're not bilingual, there's no way you can step into a scene and say like 3, 2, 1, and now switch to that second language unless you speak them. So I mean, that's something that you can do. And in business, of course, giving that Latino sauce to your business. I think in art you see it. It gives it a different thing.
Richness.
And you know that you're mentioning that right now I'm in the not even a year yet for The Embrace of a Bird, which is my latest short film that I wrote and I produced. It's in English. We're only 3 actors, Mexican, 1 very American, and then we have an Arab friend who's Anwar. He's from Algeria, and he hasn't had any luck in Latino film festivals. Like denied. Like if I don't make a story that tells you, hey, I'm Latino, and I say one word, I say carajo, but this story really, if they don't see me eating tacos or something, they don't relate it to a Latino. And I do have an accent, but it's all in English. And seriously, no luck. But it's been awarded, like we were just counting, like it has already like 23.
Yeah, you got it.
It's been doing great in different festivals, but finally, it's gonna be in Mexico next month in September. But it was just like the weirdest thing because it's a very, very general, universal story about a bird and a woman and like that. It's not about immigration, nobody's chasing us, it's not the mom with the chancla, nothing. So I had no idea, but the truth is, I don't know what happened. Well, I'm married to Justin, everybody knows Agustino Reyes.
Agustino.
And then many times, I don't know, something funny happened that our culture, or the difference of our culture kind of like crashes or whatever. And I just go and say, gosh, it's so cool to be married to a foreigner.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, yeah, it is, but you're the foreigner.
Yeah, you're the foreigner here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess we just do great. Guys, thank you so much. All of you for being here, for being here, for having the opportunity to meet this amazing museum. Thank you, Cynthia and Solimar, again, for the ones who drove and came. Thank you so much. And we're just gonna wrap it up. So let's have some pictures together. And I need this sign.
All right, yes, absolutely.
And for all of you, we have one of the creators, one of the artists of the exhibition, the most important exhibition here, Mercedes Gertz, and she would be very happy to give you a guided tour. So if you have some time, it's a must. You must see it. It's very interesting, very well presented, and she came to meet you.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.